Imagine you're driving a Formula One car at over 300 kilometers per hour. Now, imagine the road suddenly disappears. Instead, it curves over your head. Could you keep driving upside down? It sounds completely impossible. Gravity should rip the car off the ceiling instantly. But according to physics, an F1 car might actually be able to do it. The real question isn't if it's possible. It's what would stop it. Because the answer isn't what most people think. Here's something almost nobody realizes. At top speed, a modern Formula One car produces more downforce than it weighs. Think about that for a second. The car weighs roughly 800 kilograms with the driver. Yet at racing speeds, the air can push it into the track with well over 1,000 kilograms of force. If air can push harder than gravity pulls, then, in theory, the ceiling could become the road. So why hasn't anyone done it? Because this is where physics becomes far less forgiving. Most people think F1 cars stick to the road because of incredibly grippy tires. That's only part of the story. The real hero is invisible: air. Modern Formula One cars are essentially upside-down aircraft wings. Instead of creating lift, they create enormous downforce. Even more impressive is the floor underneath the car. As air races through the narrow gap beneath it, pressure drops dramatically, sucking the car toward the surface. The faster the car goes, the harder it's pushed down. Ironically, the faster you drive, the more glued to the road you become. Or, in this case, the ceiling. But there's one huge catch. You have to reach the ceiling first. Imagine entering a giant loop. For just a fraction of a second, the airflow changes. The suspension compresses. The car's ride height shifts, and that's dangerous, because the floor is incredibly sensitive. Just a few millimeters can change how much downforce it produces. Lose enough downforce, and gravity wins instantly. Let's imagine engineers somehow solve that problem. The tunnel is perfectly smooth. The transition is flawless. The car is now driving upside down. We finally achieve what seemed impossible. But would it keep going forever? Not even close. Because another enemy appears: the engine. Formula One engines aren't designed to operate upside down. Oil would collect in the wrong places. The oil pump could lose pressure. Fuel systems would also struggle. Cooling becomes more complicated. Even if the aerodynamics worked perfectly, the engine might destroy itself within seconds. And that's still not the end. A tiny steering correction could upset the airflow. A small bump inside the tunnel could reduce downforce. If the airflow separates from the wings or the floor, downforce collapses almost instantly, unlike grip from tires. Aerodynamic grip isn't gradual. It can disappear surprisingly quickly. And when that happens, nothing is left to hold the car to the ceiling. At over 250 kilometers per hour, that would end badly. Very badly. So could a Formula One car really drive upside down? According to physics, yes. According to engineering, only inside a perfectly designed tunnel with a specially modified car at exactly the right speed. And even then, the slightest mistake could bring the entire experiment crashing down. Ironically, the biggest obstacle was never gravity. It was everything else: the engine, the oil, the suspension, the airflow, the tiny imperfections that physics refuses to forgive. So the next time you watch a Formula One car flying through a corner, remember this: the same invisible force pinning it to the asphalt could, in theory, pin it to the ceiling too. Sometimes the most unbelievable engineering isn't about defeating gravity. It's about convincing the air to do it for you.